Thanks for being with us today. Appreciate you guys covering our team, our players. Just kind of wrapping up last week's game. Also, really like to emphasize thanking our fans. We had a great turnout. A lot of folks traveled to Oxford to support our team, support our guys, and really grateful for that turnout. It meant a lot to see the amount of Troy Trojan fans as we did. Just kind of wrapping up the game. I'll start by players of the game. Offensive player of the game, Jake Andrews, first start at center, has obviously started at guard here the last couple of years, but first start at center, graded out from an assignment and an effort standpoint as 100. He had a 92% technique grade, which is really, really high. He was 24 of 26 on his run plays from a finish standpoint and 50 of 52 on pass opportunity downs. Had 5 knockdowns in the game. So Jake played the game the right way. Defensive player of the game, Will Cholo, had 2 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, 1 assist, but graded out at a 90 and was extremely disruptive. He even in plays maybe that he didn't make the play, he affected the play in a lot of different ways. And then special teams player of the week for us was Mike Rivers, first start at punter. I think he was a big highlight in the game. He averaged over 49 yards punting in the game and really had the one that I thought could have been down at the one potentially that got ruled as the momentum of the returner going to the end zone. But Mike performed at a high level and put us in a position to really win the field position battle from a special teams standpoint. From a look team, we call those guys job takers around here. The job takers of the week, the guys that performed really well on the look team. Defensive scout team player of the week, Julian Peterson. Julian's from Pinson Valley. Offensive scout team player of the week, Jarvis Williams. He's from Blunt High School in Mobile. And the special teams look team player of the week was Christian Murphy from Pensacola. And so those guys did a great job serving all week, helping our team get prepared and get better. Breaking down the game, I thought offensively we ran the ball well at times, but couldn't sustain and be consistent in that area. We got to be better and finish things a little bit better. I thought in the second half, maybe when we simplify what we were doing a touch, we ran the ball, improved later in the game. I ripped off some good runs in the third quarter in particular. Got to operate cleaner. I thought that we had too many alignment, procedural issues in regards to just getting lined up and playing the game with pace. We're not a tempo every play team. We do run some tempo plays. We run some huddle plays. We run some tempo plays. We run some tempo plays out of the huddle. And then we get lined up and check with me at times. So more important for us is operating at the right pace and being clean, functioning. I did not think we did a good job in that area. We got to improve there. That's going to be a big emphasis for our staff and our players from week 1 to week 2. We have to improve in that area. Defensively, I thought the big part of the game for us was limit the explosive plays. We gave up 6 explosive plays in the game, 4 runs over 12 yards and 2 passes over 20. You look at what Ole Miss has done the last several years to a lot of people, that's way under what they normally get. They were averaging 492 yards, I believe, last year on offense. We held them to 433. It was not maybe the output that we were hoping for, but it still was under what they had been achieving the last couple of years, going back to the whole time Coach Kiffin's been there, and held them to 28 points, which I think has only been done 6 times in the last 23 games against them, is to hold them under 28 points, or maybe 7. So not ideal, didn't play good enough. Probably needed to play a little bit more aggressive early in the game, but from a run-stopping standpoint, really leveraging the football on the perimeter is going to be a big emphasis for us this week. We did not do a good job there. A couple of their explosive plays in the run game were us just not leveraging the ball the right way. And credit to them, they got good backs and good players, but the one the quarterback kept, we had a missed assignment where we just didn't have a guy show up where he needed to show up, and that's on us as coaches to have him better prepared. On the first long run that Zach Evans had, once again, that was us leveraging the ball and guys just not putting the ball back where it needed to be sent. And so we got to clean those things up. So pre-snap communication and leveraging the football and defense are really two main areas of growth we've got to address. And then special teams-wise, just continued improvement. I thought we played the game clean there. We won the special teams battle, I felt like. I really did. Made our field goal opportunity, made the extra point opportunity. Mike punted the ball at a high level. Quentin Skinner's snaps were all on point and really good. The coverage on the punt team was good. Kickoffs were in the end zone, other than the one that they came out in a hands look, and we kind of wanted to force them to catch the ball maybe and field the ball. So we didn't kick it out. We kicked it to the one to kind of have them make a decision. But I thought in the kicking game we played really clean. The plan was to control the pace of the game by maybe lowering the number of possessions, because Ole Miss wants there to be 15, 16, 17 possessions in a game by how they play. There was 12 possessions in the game, and their 12th possession came with 1 minute on the clock. All right, so we established playing the game the way we wanted to. That was our plan to win. Each week we have a plan to win. That was our plan to win. Did not execute some things as clean as we wanted to, but to have them get 11 possessions on offense going into the last minute of the game, we got established what we needed to have an opportunity to position our team to win the game, because that's not how they want to play, and we were able to dictate that, which I think if we can execute our plan to win more times than not, we're going to be successful in regards to how we play the game. So that's wrap up of last week. Moving ahead, we'll get that out of our system today. We'll watch it with our guys. But moving ahead, all our focus is on Alabama A&M at home this Saturday at the Vet. We're excited about getting to play in front of our fans, getting to play in our stadium, and playing a good football team. Connell Maynard's the head coach there. They were 7-3 last year. They won their last 4 games. They've probably got more FBS transfers than any team in the country. I think it's 27, or the number's pretty high. You look at their roster, and it's scattered with guys that have been at Power 5 schools and Group of 5 schools the last few years. So good program, knows how to win. Like I said, they won their last 4 games last year. They had a tough game last week against UAB, a really good football team who's an established program at UAB, and so a team that's been winning for the last several years that's got confidence, and A&M really had some opportunities early in the game that they missed that I think they'll coach their guys and improve as well. So good challenge for us offensively. The running back has got a lot of experience. Gary Quarles, really good player from Tuscaloosa. Donovan Eaglin, a running back transfer from Michigan State, is a good player. Brian Jenkins, their slot receiver, is explosive. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Jabri Barber. Their left tackle is the real deal. Carson Vincent, watching him on video, I mean, he is a big time player. I'm very, very, very impressed with him. Outside receiver, 85, Ibrahim. He's a good player. Did not play last week. Not sure if it's injury related or what, but going into when we watched some of them from last season in the summer, we thought he was a really good football player. And then their offensive line just returns a lot of experience. The right tackle, the center, the left guard, and the left tackle have all started a lot of football games. So they've got good veteran experience on the O-line. Quarterback, they played 2 quarterbacks last week. Quincy Casey and Xavier Langford both run the ball well, both throw it good. They'll present a challenge with their athleticism. So that's who they are on offense. On defense, the guys that really stick out when you turn on the tape, they've got a defensive end who's a transfer from App State, number 4, Hayes. He is disruptive. He reminds me a little bit of Javon Solomon for us. I mean, he's an issue. He can be a game wrecker if you don't know where he's at. Dre Terry at linebacker, transfer from East Carolina. He's a really good football player. And then Marquez Beeson in their secondary, transfer from Illinois. Those 3 guys just jump out when you turn on the tape. They're athletic. They make plays. They're productive guys that can be disruptive to your game plan if you don't do a good job of addressing where they are. This week, obviously we got to know our opponent, but we better know ourselves better. We got to find out who we are, what we're about, who we're going to be. I think you got to know yourself better than you know anybody. And we got to create our identity, become more confident in what we're doing and how we're doing it, and worry about our own growth and development every day this week, every rep this week. So With that, I'll open it up to questions.
Hey, Jon, this is John and Dothan. I'm just curious how it felt for you being on the sidelines as a head coach for the first time, as opposed to a position coach. What did it feel like for you?
I was kind of bored. No, usually, John, I am on the sideline making every adjustment from a defensive perspective. I've been a special teams coordinator, so I've been in the environment where I've been making those adjustments as well. But for me, it was really more about managing the flow of the game, really dictating the pace at which we played the game. Like I referenced, for us, we needed to slow the game down to limit their possessions to create an opportunity for us to win. And but for me on game day, it wasn't that much different. To be honest, I was probably a little bit more calm and a little bit more relaxed than I anticipated I'd be. I'd be lying if I said I've never gone out to a game and headbutted somebody or lost my mind pregame. I was pretty calm. Now, I still brought the energy. I think our guys knew I was going to fight for them by how I acted on the one penalty. So I wasn't going to back down and not have energy. But I was really, really calm and just trying to learn how to do a great job operating for our team.
One more question on my injury report. Anybody that's going to miss this week?
Yeah, I don't think we have anybody that's out as of right now. Kyle Cole did break a little bone in his hand. Does not going to be a surgery deal. It doesn't sound like. So it can cast it or pat it and probably play. He did that on Kyle. He's our Swiss Army knife now. He's been a specialist in the past, but he was playing on punt return for us, and he's really he's on our leadership council, man. And Kyle's value to our team's way, way, way bigger than what he brings to football. He brings a lot of character and toughness to our team. So Kyle's really the only one that I would say is doubtful right now. I think everybody else is available. We've got some nagging, what you're going to have after playing a week one game against an SEC team injury deal, but some guys will have to manage as we go through the week, but I think we should be pretty healthy.
Austin.
Hey, Jon, Austin Reeland, WDH Sports, Dothan, Alabama. Simon mentioned this already once. You're originally from, the area. Your mom even got what you'd say were masters at A&M. Tell me how it's going to feel stepping on that field.
Yeah. I referenced earlier. My mom got her master's in to become a guidance counselor at Alabama A&M, and I grew up running the stadium steps at their stadium as a high school kid. So I've got a lot of respect for their program. A lot of people maybe my age wouldn't realize that I think about these kind of things, but I'm a football junkie, man. I mean, John Stallworth played at Alabama A&M. Like I've idolized some guys that have played at Alabama A&M. Robert Mathis, I watched play. And so I think that they are a really great historic program. For me to be able to, in back-to-back weeks, game one for me, coach against the school I coached at Ole Miss, and then in week two, our first home game, coach against my hometown team where I grew up, is going to be a fun opportunity, fun experience.
Coach Jamal Kennedy, WSBA 12 Sports in Montgomery. What do you think it'll be like to take the field for the first time inside the vet as head coach of the Troy Trojans? You've been there before, on Neil's staff, but now you're the head guy.
Man, I'm going to be excited about it, Jamal. We've got, I think, one of the premier Group of 5 college football environments. Our stadium is as good as anybody's out there. Our fan base is outstanding. I'm really excited to see our fans turn out for our players. I want to create an atmosphere that can give our players an advantage on game day. I'll be amped up. I'll be ready to go. But more importantly, I'll be focused on just making sure we do the things we need to do to win the football game and play the game the right way. But I'll be excited, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll be ready.
Simon, did you have a question?
Yes, yeah. Simon Williams, WZDX, Fox 54 in Huntsville. So we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but In your previous comments, you talked about getting up for the big game against an SEC team in Week 1. Alabama A&M doing the same thing, getting up to play, a G5 team in you guys. How does that dynamic kind of play itself out in the locker room, understanding that you guys are the ones with targets on your back this time?
Yeah, I don't ever view it that way, to be honest with you. I mean, to me, I don't get caught up in SEC, G5, FCS. We're all football teams playing a game, and to me, you play in college football, man, you get 12 regular season opportunities. And if you even think about relaxing or not having a sense of urgency and preparation for any one of those 12 opportunities, man, you are out of your mind. Like to me, target on our back. We're 0-1, and we got to win a game. We need to win game one, our first game. And so I don't care who we're playing. I don't care where we're playing them. I don't care what league they are or aren't in. I want to see our guys go compete with effort and physicality and strain. And yeah, I get that they may circle a game or somebody may, but I don't. They're all the same to me. And I know that sounds like coach speak, but man, I get fired up about every game. You know what I mean? I play my son in the driveway in horse, and I like to win. Like, I want to win everything I play all day, every day.
Hey, Coach, Joshua, the messenger. We saw Daniel King get the start at right guard, and I believe both he and Tyler Harvey Fallows played. So what is kind of the competition going on there at right guard?
Yeah, I mean, both of them have done good things. Daniel's been here a touch longer and is a little bit more experienced from a depth of his football track record standpoint. Tyler hasn't played that much football, and he's a kid from London, England, who went to junior college in California, and we got him to come here in the summer. So both of them have done great things during training camp. Really feel that both of them are going to help us win games this year and moving forward in the long run of how we want to establish and build this program. We got to create depth on the O-line. I think we did do a really good job in the offseason of bolstering that unit, and we want to roll some guys through and kind of see who can play at a high level to give us an opportunity to have success. Both have done good things. Both did some good things in the game. Both have a lot to learn and grow from the game. But do feel confident both those guys are heading the right direction, and glad we have both of them on our team. Both of those guys are guys that we've added since we got here. Got the job, and Daniel King was at Georgia Military, and Rob Manchester's a good friend of mine that I've known a long time. Rob played at Kentucky right before me, and so he helped us kind of identify Daniel. And then Coach Popovich did a really good job of just scouring the country through the spring and summer trying to find guys who could help us, and that's how we found Tyler. And I think both of them are playing the game the right way, and they'll get better. Those guys will get a lot better between week 1 and week 2 because they just played their first Division I college football game against an SEC team. Both of them last year were playing junior college football. So their jump and their development through the year is really going to be fun to watch.
What was your overall evaluation of the way Gunner played?
Yeah, I thought he played tough. I thought he could have been a little bit more decisive at times with the ball, seeing some things cleaner. Like I said, I think offensively we've got to operate cleaner from a formation and getting lined up standpoint. And not all that's on the quarterback, but the quarterback sets the pace and the tone of things. But I thought he played tough and he battled his tail off, man. And he made some good throws. He made some big-time throws. So I really am encouraged by what he did. And I think that he's going to continue to grow and get better. But I'm proud of him. He's a fighter, man. I'll tell you this: our locker room, our team, we're gonna fight. Gunner's one of those guys that's gonna keep fighting. We're not gonna feel sorry for ourselves and mope around here. We're gonna have a positive outlook. Gunner's gonna keep competing just like the rest of our team will.